Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope you all are doing well. Today we are going to start third chapter, that is synthetic fibers and plastics. So this is our third chapter. So now we are going to start this one. Okay. So what are synthetic fibers and plastics? In today's class we will learn about only synthetic fibers. So generally all of us wear clothes, isn't it or not? For what purpose we will use the clothes? For what purpose we will use the clothes? To cover our body and protect from heat, cold, rain, isn't it or not? So all clothes are made up of fabrics, and fabrics are made up of, so all clothes are made up of fabrics, and all fabrics are made up of fibers, isn't it or not? So if we will see about these fibers now, actually fibers are of two types. How many types fabrics are? Two types. Those are natural fibers and artificial fibers. Okay, so in your previous class you have studied about the natural fibers. What are natural fibers? Means whatever fibers we are getting from plants or animals, those fibers will call it as natural fibers, isn't it or not? For plants, if you will take example, jute, cotton. Okay, so these are the plant fibers or not? All in previous class you have studied. From animals, if we will see wool, silk, these are the fibers which we are getting from animals, isn't it or not? So in this class we will learn about the artificial fibers. What are artificial fibers? Okay, so these artificial fibers, generally the synthetic fibers are made by synthetic fibers are made artificially by man. So these artificial fibers are nothing but synthetic fibers, the fibers which are made by man artificially. Those fibers we will call it as synthetic fibers. If we will see the examples of synthetic fibers, rayon, nylon, polyester. So these are some of the examples of synthetic fibers. Okay, so to learn about these things, first we have to learn what are monomers and what are polymers. To learn about those things, see, have you ever seen necklace of pearls or necklace of beads? See here. In this necklace, if you will see these are called as beads. Okay. So when we are seeing in this necklace, so many beads are joined together or not? Isn't it or not? Which means with the help of some string or something, all the beads are joined together to make a necklace or not? Yes. Like that, if one more example, see clips, we will be having clips. Now see, these things will be given in your textbook actually. You can see through textbook also. See, clips also I have joined like a one chain. Okay, so if you are joined these paper clips also to make a long chain. So a synthetic fiber also, if you observe the synthetic fiber, na synthetic fiber is also a small chain. Okay, it is a chain of small units joined together. Okay, how this chain necklace or chain of this paper clips, one bead is attached to another here, one clip is attached to another here. In the same way, whatever synthetic fibers we are considering now, it is also a chain of small units. A chain of small units. This one small unit we will call it as monomer. Means here one thing we are calling it as bead na. Like that here also one small unit we will call it as monomer. Clear? So these monomers, many monomers combine to form a large one, isn't it or not? So many monomers here combined here, isn't it or not? So this combination of monomers to form a large unit, that combination we will call it as polymer. Polymer means actually this polymer word comes from Greek. From which language we have taken? Greek. This poly means many. Okay. Mer means unit. So many units combined and form polymers. Okay. And here in this polymers also there are two types of polymers are there. Okay. One is linear polymer and another one is cross-linked polymer. Okay, so here we have seen what is monomer, what is polymer. Okay, so here in this polymer there are two types of polymers are there. One is linear, another one is cross-linked. Here linear means if the monomers are attached or combined with each other in a straight line way. Okay, in a straight line way, that one we will call it as linear polymer. If the monomers are attached like this, see here they are attached like this or not. So if only they are in straight line, we'll call it as linear, or they are arranged in cross way, then that type of polymer will call it as cross-linked polymer. Okay, and the process of combining monomer units into a large polymer is called, that process what we will call it as polymerization. Okay, we call it as polymerization. See here, the process of combining monomers means we are combining these monomers na. So the process, whatever we are combining, that process will be there na. So that process is nothing but called as polymerization. The process of combining monomer units into a large polymer, that process we will call it as polymerization. Clear? So here these polymers will have some characteristics. What are those characteristics? They are very light but strong. If we will see their weight na, they'll be very light. Okay, for carrying they are very light but they are very strong. And second one is long lasting and cheap. Long lasting means we can use for a long time. Okay, and also they are cheap. For small cost only we will get these polymers. And third one is easily changed into various shapes. Easily changed into various shapes means that polymers, when we are seeing now, we can easily change it into various shapes, whatever shape we want, like bags or like cloths or like anything we can change. So this is about the polymer, linear polymer, cross-linked polymer, polymerization. Okay, so here we will see generally what are the general synthetic fibers we will use. Okay, so here first synthetic fiber commonly used is rayon. So we will talk about rayon. What are the uses of rayon? So if we will see rayon, it is the first synthetic fiber. It is the first synthetic fiber actually made by man. Okay, this is the first synthetic fiber made by man. So already we know silk, isn't it or not? Silk fiber has a beautiful texture, isn't it or not? Beautiful texture, but it is very expensive. Okay, so many attempts were made to make this silk artificially. Okay, so after so many attempts, finally the scientists were succeeded around 19th century. Okay, around 19th century. So in 19th century they make a fiber. They make a fiber which is similar to silk. That fiber only we will call it as rayon, or also we will call it as artificial silk. Rayon, another name is artificial silk. Actually it is obtained from by treatment of wood pulp. Wood pulp will be there na, from wood we will get one type of pulp na. So from that, by the treatment of this wood pulp only we will get this rayon. Okay, but though we are using wood pulp na, but we will not say it is a natural fiber. But why? Because of some chemical treatment of this wood pulp only we will get rayon. So we will generally consider this rayon as a artificial fiber. So if we will see na, it is very less expensive. When we are compared to silk na, it is very less expensive. With small, with little amount we will get this cloth and easily woven like silk fibers. Clear? So actually if we will see the uses of rayon, if we will say na, actually for making bed sheets we will use. Okay, and even for making carpets we will use, and even fabrics like shirts, ties. So like that, so many uses given in your textbook. You can go through the uses. Okay, that is the first one. Then second one is nylon. Second synthetic fiber is nylon. Actually this is the first fully synthetic fiber. See, first fully synthetic fiber to be made of, see, to be made of chemicals only, to be made of chemicals only. So here when rayon we are talking na, rayon actually by the chemical treatment of wood pulp. Some chemicals we are adding, some wood pulp also we are adding, natural thing. But nylon is the fiber which is made from only chemicals, no natural thing, no natural material added here, only chemicals. From chemicals only we have prepared this synthetic fiber. So what are those chemicals we will use in the preparation of nylon is coal, water and air. Okay, so it was prepared from coal, water and air. So actually first it is prepared in two countries, that is New York and London. So from here only this synthetic fiber got its name. What is that? Nylon. N and Y stands for New York and LON stands for London. Okay, so like that it got its first name. And it is also very light to carry. Okay, light, strong and elastic. It is also light, strong and elastic and even lustrous. What do you mean by lustrous? Lustrous means shining. If you say nylon cloths will having some shining or not, isn't it? So even lustrous and wrinkle resistant. Wrinkles means, see, when we'll observe some cotton clothes, after washing they'll be wrinkly, means you know na, we have to iron it, otherwise we cannot wear cotton clothes. Why? Because they'll become very clumsy like type, isn't it or not? So wrinkle resistance. Whereas we'll talk about nylon na, after washing directly we can wear it. Okay, so no need of ironing nylon clothes. So that is wrinkle resistant and even easy to wash. Easy to wash those clothes. So, and even it absorbs little amount of water. It absorbs little amount of water while washing. Little amount of water while washing. So if you use, see the uses of nylon, even it uses garments like shirts, suits, these are the uses, shirts, suits, even parachutes, making ropes. So like there's so many uses are there mentioned in your textbook. You can see the uses of nylon. Okay, and third one we are going to talk about is, third one is polyester. Polyester. So polyester means actually it is also another wrinkle resistant synthetic fiber. Actually it is made by, see its name itself, it is there is polyester. It is made from many, poly means now only we have seen many, isn't it or not? So by using many ester units, okay, by using many ester units, this polyester fiber actually made. Clear? So the main material whatever we are using in this one is petroleum. What we will use here? Petroleum. So actually whatever, if you will see the uses of this polyester, even this one also you will use it for making pants, shirts, suits, even jackets, okay, even PET bottles. PET bottles means in our houses we will use one type of plastic bottles na, for keeping instead of for using for keeping some materials, like we will use some type of plastic bottles or not? Yes, nothing but that is PET bottles. Okay, so like that this polyester will be used. Even these polyester fibers are sometimes mixed with, okay, polyester sometimes mixed with some other natural fibers also. For example, see here, terracotta. Terracotta means, you know, here this terline plus cotton. Even terry wool means same, terline plus wool. Even terry silk, same, terline plus silk. Nothing but this terline is nothing but polyester, one type of polyester only. Okay, so see, these are the, this is about the polyester and uses. So uses you can go through your textbook once, so that so many uses are there, you can learn those things. And fourth one is acrylic. Acrylic is also one type of synthetic fiber. Actually it is a substitute for wool. It is a substitute for wool. So generally we are using wool clothes in the winter season. Whatever that wool, whatever we are talking about, actually we are getting that wool from sheep, isn't it or not? But this is a substitute. Acrylic is a synthetic fiber. Okay, so here acrylic fibers are generally more durable and available in variety of colors. Okay, they are also even shrink resistant, and even they will not affect by any moisture. They will not affect. Sometimes when we are leaving clothes in moisture, they will be get destroyed, isn't it or not? Even this acrylic as they are made up of some chemicals, they will not affect by any moisture, as well also they will not affect by any bacteria. Okay, they are very soft, warm and light and flexible also. And these fibers are also known as acrylon, or sometimes we will call it as Rayon. Okay, acrylon fibers or Rayon fibers also nothing but they are acrylic fibers. So acrylic fibers generally we will be used for making, now only I told na, instead of wool only we will use. So for making sweaters we will use, for making shawls we will use, and even blankets, socks, we can use this acrylic fiber. Okay, so these are the uses of the acrylic fiber. So whatever synthetic fibers we are preparing by using petroleum na, those fibers we will call it as petrochemicals. What do you mean by petrochemicals? What do you mean by petrochemicals? The fibers what we are preparing from petroleum. Means in which products we are using this petroleum as the main raw material, those synthetic fibers we will call it as petrochemicals. Clear? The synthetic fibers in which we are using petroleum as a main raw material, those synthetic fibers we will call it as petrochemicals. Clear, children? So this is about the 4 different types of synthetic fibers. What are those? Rayon, nylon, polyester and acrylic, and their uses also we have seen. Okay.